What's up, YouTube? It's your boy K-Mo. Man, here with my dad hat on. All right, man. Today we're gonna get into a few things, and basically what we're gonna get into is my favorite clipper to fade with. And I think that coming with that choice is something that takes a little bit of time, but for the most part, truthfully, the difference is going to be within like a wall type of clipper. So like what I mean by that is wall. See how the arm reaches a certain level, the wall. And then this is a fade blade that plays a part too. So choosing your favorite fader, you're gonna have to figure out if you like a fade blade or if you like a taper blade. On a personal level, I'm a taper blade guy, and these happen to be Oyster fast feeds, and they are my favorite clipper to fade with, and I'm gonna explain why. All right, so with your typical fade blade or wall, the arm reaches a little bit slightly less than what it does for an Oyster or an Andis product. So when you look at that, that plays a part in what guards you're gonna use and how many guards it takes in order to complete a fade. When you use the wall clippers, there are more guards in their system. They have a half and they have a 1.5. With Andis, you pretty much you get the 1/16 or the 0. You get the 1 and then you get the 2. There isn't no 1.5 in there. And so for me, that makes my fading a little bit faster. I'm just a little bit more accustomed to that. And because the arm is longer, it's like you get more work done within each blade or each guard that you put on there is what I really should say. So my personal preference is for the fast feeds. And so explaining that a little bit more in detail. So with the fade blade, when you fade with the fade blade, you want your clipper to be flat, all right? So if you really look, they put it there for you to follow that. So, you know, you want to do all your fading like that. So it's going to look a lot like that, all right? You're not going to do much of that at all. So that's the way that you want to fade. You want to smudge in your fade. That's the wall. My favorite, and the reason why it is my favorite, is the fade blade. And it's because, like, yeah, you know, you want to be flat right here, but you also can lean it up to get more out of your clipper, and you can flick like that, use your corners. Still can use your corners on the walls, don't get me twisted. But what I'm saying is with this fade blade, you have a little bit more range of motion, and you can do more of this flicking motion that you see a lot of. And it doesn't have to be flat the whole time. Actually, it helps when you come up off of it a little bit at the end. So that gives you a little bit more like blend into the next level type of deal. The more you get better at that, the better it goes. On a personal level, another reason why I like the fast feeds is these take the hair off fast and it's gone. This right here, it kind of goes into it. It's kind of like you chip away at the hair the whole time. And so it gives you the ability to put more detail work in on things, you know, that I can't really explain it, but basically for me, it helps me be more detailed and see things as they go. These cut the hair really smooth. I will say that these knock it off faster, while all products do. But when you come down to fading, not just cutting down bulk, but actually fading, to me, this does a better job. So this is what I roll with, and I keep 2 of them. Sometimes I just keep one inside my travel kit, ready to go. This is a ceramic blade on this one. To me, this is actually a blade that came off the Oster Octane. Also, when you come with the fast feeds, it is a must that you use the #1 detachable blade, moving blade, in order to achieve that 0 gap. I don't know how close or how good you'll be able to see that, but these are very well 0 gapped. Very, 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 very close. As a matter of fact, I practice on my arm, and as you can see, there's some little cuts and stuff for me. I sit and I hit it until I find it. And once I find it where it won't cut anymore, but it's really, really close, that's when I consider I'm zero gapped. So it's almost like I can take my fingernail and hit the edge like that, just barely. I barely feel it. But if there's any slightly, like when you turn it on, you'll kind of hear it. But when you rub your finger across here, if it feels like it's really, really sharp opposed to smooth, then that means one of the blade is above it. And those slight things, they don't dig in and like create like real big, they like slight cuts. But those slight cuts can lead to, breakouts and things like that. So it's very important to get these adjusted right. I'm not the person that feels like you got to have the best clippers every time and this and that, but I do feel like your adjustments really, really matter. I feel like, the clippers don't make the barber, but the adjustments, if you don't have good adjustments, it will make you a worse barber. Let's put it that way. So you can pretty much work with any tool, but we get into the preference. The preference gets into the speed and all of those things. And all those things play a major part when putting together a haircut. So like I say, making sure that this is zero gap the best that you can without it being able to cut, that's going to speed up your haircuts tremendously. And it's going to make you feel more, you're going to feel your haircuts more because you're going to have more control. When you get this right, when you go from balling out with a liner into this, there won't be any lines in it. But if you don't have this right, no matter how well you fade, there'll be a faint line and you'll be like, I don't understand where that's coming from. Adjustments. So once again, my favorite fader is the fast feeds. I would say after that, probably the masters and then wall. To me, those cut all differently. The fast feeds are better for fading and things like that. The masters, when it comes down to the blade from open to close, I feel like they give the most detail, but they cut the slowest. And they cut the hair off once it cuts it off. It just cuts a little slower. Now with the wall, I feel like it cuts the hair off fast and all of that, but I'm not a fan of the fade blade as much, which is very popular with wall, which you can put it to, this is the fade blade. The fade blade, I like the taper blade better. The fade blade, I'm not a fan of, but you can put the fade blade on here. I meant the taper blade. You know what I'm saying? And so these cut the hair completely off and there's really no room for error. So you have to be very meticulous and, like I say, build your way up with this, bringing it all the way, throughout your fade. However you choose, whatever system you choose to choose, but you just got to be very, make your decision and go with it. To me, fast feeds have more of ability to kind of make adjustments on the fly. Reason why I like them. And then once you master them, it's just like you can get the blurry fade that you want. So in conclusion, fast feeds would be my pick. And I gave you a little insight on why and what the difference in blades do and things like that. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments. I'll try to explain them. If you have any video ideas or concepts you would like me to tackle, let me know. Once again, I'm K-Mo signing out. Please like, share, subscribe, become a part of the channel and get some of this goodness. Have a blessed day. Peace.